This is the 2016 model, sports red color, and you can see there's a few changes here. I mean, my friend has modded this bike. It has the KTM Duke's knuckle guard and the KTM Duke's windshield. And also, if you look closely, this headlamp, it's of the 2018 Hornet. So it has the LED headlamp. So overall, it looks pretty good. The paint quality is also very decent. It still looks new. It doesn't look like a 2.5 years old bike. And speaking about the cons, when this bike was new, it had some issues like carburetor issue. Between 5,000 and 6,000 RPM, the bike kind of lagged. I don't think the newer batches have that issue. Honda has addressed it, but many of us who had the 2016 and 2017 models, we faced this issue. So that's one of the major cons he had experience with this bike. And speaking about the positives, this bike is very stable. Even when you're doing about 100-110 km/h, this bike can hold its ground. It feels planted on the road, and you really don't feel like the bike is wobbling, or you don't feel any kind of instability when you ride at 110 or 115 km/h. And it has offered a decent fuel economy. It depends on your riding style. If you keep the bike between 6,000 and 7,000 RPM, that's 80 to 93 km/h in the fifth gear, it gives you about 45 km/L. That's a pretty decent economy. And even in the city, under sane riding, you'll still get about 40. So overall, this bike has been good. It doesn't have that peppy nature of Gixxer or RTR 164V, but it kind of builds speed gradually. And speaking about the seat height on this bike, I know most of you are aware that Hornet actually suits taller riders, but even if you're around 5'6" or 5'7", I'm actually 5'7", and I can plant both my feet on the ground. Let me just show that to you. I'll just take it out of center stand, and here we go. So I'm able to comfortably place both my feet on the ground, and even the riding position is pretty relaxed. So if you're around 5'6", 5'7", this bike will be really comfortable to ride and easy to maneuver as well. Another thing I love about this bike is its touring capabilities. Now, this is actually a commuter. It's a premium commuter, but then it's still a very capable tourer. Handlebar is actually not too low and not too high. It's perfect for touring, and you can take it for occasional highway rides. You can do about 300-400 kilometers, but you'll have to stop every 100 or 80 kilometers because it's an air-cooled engine and it does heat up a lot. But then the bike can take it. If you're riding about 95 to 100 km/h, it can cruise in that range all day. Okay, let's start the engine and listen to the exhaust note. And before that, if you see, you can see that this has fancy switchgear. My friend has actually borrowed it from the RS200. It also has those backlit light on the switchgear. Looks pretty fancy, and here is what this bike sounds like. Now, if you have noticed, this bike sounds a little different compared to the other Hornets. It sounds more like an RTR 200. It's a bit throaty. My friend has not changed the air filter or the exhaust. He's just removed a certain part over here. He's removed the DB killer and he's cut something. But the bike is completely stock, and it really hasn't affected the performance or the mileage. It's like completely stock. It just sounds a little throatier. Speaking about the headlight illumination, now this is the 2018 model headlamp on a 2016 Hornet. I've never seen anyone do that, so my friend has managed to do it. And although the stock headlamp wasn't that great, he thought it might offer better visibility at night, but that's not the case. Headlight is still not so good. The throw and spread, even the intensity is not that great. So he's fit these extra fog lamps. Now these do their work pretty good. It's good when you ride in the night, but then the headlamps, I think Honda still has to work on the headlamps. And apart from that, it looks more aggressive, especially with the windshield and the knuckle guard. All these gel well with the headlamp, and from the front it really looks menacing and very aggressive. I personally love the look.